Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another lovely vid. Today I decided to check out a new record store here in the Cincinnati area. That a company I normally never would have really thought about at all actually decided to open this record store as a way to draw in, I guess, the kids, for lack of a better term. And that company is called Morrow Audio. They make, well, in my opinion, kind of voodoo expensive cables. They sell things like $140 HDMI cables, multiple $1,000 interconnects, etc., etc. Now, not all their interconnects are that expensive, but some of them are. And, you know, I've already talked about cables a fair amount on this channel, basically. I'm of the opinion where it's worth it to pay maybe a tiny bit extra to get high quality, you know, connections and all that. And it's okay to pay a decent price for a decent cable. I'm not saying use bottom end junk, but you certainly don't have to pay the prices that they're charging to get good cables. That's neither here nor there. The main point of this is they opened a record store, right? They have like 15,000 used records, okay? So you would think this would be a paradise for almost anybody. Well, I went there and I did buy some records, but we'll get to that in a minute. Also, I did ask them if they sold CDs. They said no, which, whatever. So just records, that's fine. You know, you think 15,000 records, anybody can find something. Well, I started going through their records, and some of it interested me. You know, but a lot of the used records that I saw that they had that I would want were a bit too much than what I'd be willing to pay for a used record. I'm sure that's the market rate for them, but I just wasn't willing to spend, you know, $20 on a used record. And since, you know, I have particular taste, as you guys know, metal is my favorite genre, their pickings were extremely slim on metal. So I asked them, you know, when I was checking out, I was talking to the people working there, and they said, yeah, whenever we get metal records, they sell like that. They fly off the shelves, right? So they said one time they got a bunch in and they sold out in like 3 hours. So the chances of me, you know, even with an extremely extensive collection like that, I can see that my hopes of finding used metal records, not so good. You know, which is unfortunate, as it's my favorite genre. But let's go ahead and dive into what I did buy. Of course, even though they sell used records, of course, they sell new records as well. And I probably slightly overpaid for the new vinyl that I bought. I'll show you what I did buy. And one of the things that I bought was Queen's Night at the Opera. It's a lovely gatefold. But sadly, it's just a single album. I paid about, I think the price tag on it was like $22. Okay, whatever, definitely a bit high. And then when I saw this record, I literally couldn't resist. This was 21 and some change. And the nice thing about this is it's an exact reissue of the original epic release from 1982, right? So, yeah. This is, as I've said in a number of my videos, this is the first actual album by any artist I ever owned. Like I said, I got it when I was 5 years old, a year after it was released. Absolutely loved it. And it's still now one of my favorite albums. I don't know if I have a favorite album, but Thriller would definitely be on the list. It's a masterpiece. So I did buy one piece of used vinyl, right? I got this for $8, $7.95, right? So in total, I spent there right around $50, 50 some odd bucks with tax, of course. So between everything, and that's what I got there. And if you are in the Cincinnati area, I would definitely recommend checking that shop out. If you're a vinyl aficionado, just, if you're a metal fan, it's probably a safe skip. But if you're a general music fan, they did have a fairly wide variety of stuff, and some of it was really affordable. So I'm not like dissing the store or anything like that, because they did have a pretty good selection. But the real question is $22 or whatever, is that a fair price for a new record? Right? That's another point. I don't know. I know obviously that the cost, because on Amazon those records are going for maybe about $18 or so, $18, $19. The only reason I even bought them, truthfully, instead of ordering from Amazon, is because they were out of stock at Amazon. If they had been in stock at Amazon, I probably wouldn't have bought them. I probably just would have been like, But part of the reason I bought them, honestly, is I drove all the way down there. It's about 30 miles from my house, about a 40-minute drive. So I was like, you know what? I drove all this way. It's the sunk cost fallacy, right? I already drove this far, damn it, I'm going to buy something. So that's pretty much what that boiled down to. But with new records being so expensive and me having such a hard time finding used records that I like, I got news for you. I've been collecting records for not quite a year now, but I only own 12 records. Right? That's it, 12. In that same amount of time, I've bought a lot more than 12 CDs. And of course, the reason for that is the cost disparity. I don't know if 20 some odd dollars for a new record is fair, or if a more fair price might be like 15, 16 bucks. Due to the higher manufacturing costs and all that. I'd really be interested to hear in the comments below. What do you guys think is fair for new vinyl? So that's one record store that I went to today. I did go to a second record store called Phil's Records, which is also in northern Kentucky. I last went there about 3 years ago, bought a couple of CDs, and hadn't went back since. But they're sort of near each other. So I figured I'd go to Phil's as well, since I was in the area. I mostly went out just to go check out the Morrow record store. So I was like, well, I'll check out Phil's while I'm in the neighborhood, so to speak, and see what they got. So I went in there and I got a couple of things. I got basically some back catalog sentenced here. I paid $6 for this one and $4 for this one. So $9 total for 2 CDs. And I bought a new CD, again, that's out of stock at Amazon. I know their new CDs are definitely overpriced. I paid $15 for this, but again, it was the whole, hey, I drove this far, I'm going to buy something. So I walked out of there spending basically the cost of like one vinyl, right? So, yeah, that's that's why I buy a lot more CDs than vinyl. That's a huge part of it right there. And like I've said in many of my other videos, I do generally prefer CDs over vinyl, but I do find vinyl fun, for lack of a better term. It's the whole reason I'm in the hobby to begin with. So what I will do, obviously, guys, is in the video description, I'm going to link to both of the record stores that I went to. Sorry I didn't really shoot video in there. Honestly, I would have felt a bit strange doing it, as it's not like these are extremely large stores. If I was walking around shooting video and commenting on it, I would honestly just feel a bit awkward. I know I probably could have just asked permission, but I just would have felt a little strange doing it, so that's why I didn't shoot the video. But I will link to the websites of these places in the comments below. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'd really like to hear your thoughts, just, on any of the topics I covered in this, collecting in general, new vinyl pricing versus CD pricing, used vinyl pricing, how easy it is for you to find used vinyl that you like. Because for me, it's kind of tough. So anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap this up. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. If you hated, thumbs down. Share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.